Hello and welcome back to this tutorial in making a magazine cover in photopea. So we're going to look at cutting out objects because sometimes it's unavoidable. Sometimes you just can't find the image that you want which matches the background of your cover. So I found a little product that I'm going to put on here. It's the Vive headset. So as you can see, it's on a white background, which is not quite what we want. And just like any image, when you load it in, it initially comes with these little sort of handles around the outside. And if I press Alt, I can resize it just to make it perhaps a bit bigger. And then when I'm ready, double left click just to get rid of the handles. Now, to work on this, the first off thing I'm going to do is click on the zoom tool and zoom in a bit so I can just see what I'm working on a little bit more clearly. I'm going to close this panel here just by clicking on these little arrows, so I've got a bit more space to see what I'm doing. And I need to get rid of the white background. Now, there's lots of different ways you can do this. This isn't the only way, there are many. But one of the quickest ways, if you have a solid colour background, so this is solid white, as long as you've got an image which contrasts greatly from the background and it's all one colour background, it's very quick and easy to cut out. So I'm going to use this tool. It's called the Magic Wand tool. So I'm going to click on it and click on the white. So when you're looking for the images, do try and find images that are on a one colour background and they stand out nicely. So that's got me most of it in one go. Now, if I hold Shift down whilst having the Magic Wand tool selected, I can add areas to my selection because I don't want these white bits in here. So I've just left clicked on the area I want whilst holding Shift down. And that's now picking up these little white bits here, here and here. Now I could just cut it straight away because it's a fairly good selection. But if I did that, if you look closely, there's areas of white here right around the edges, which is going to make it look unprofessional. So I'm going to go a little bit further. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the Select and then modify, and I'm going to expand my selection. So click on that and it will give you the amount of pixels to expand it by. So basically this is going to push all those little marching ants in a little bit. Now I'm going to try 2 pixels to start with and click OK. So now I'm going to cast my eye around it and I can see that the marching ants are tightly against the edge of our VR headset. And that actually looks pretty good. So when I'm happy with that, I can go up to Edit and Cut. Now, you'll often get this message, Smart Object needs to be rasterized first. So don't panic if you see that. Just come over to the Layers palette. Now, if for any reason a window isn't showing, you can click up here on Window and then click onto Layers and it will bring it to the foreground. So it's very easy to get them back. So if I right click on here, I can click on Rasterize. Now I've done that, I'm ready to go Edit and Cut. And I have now got a pretty good cutout in one go of my Vive headset. Now I've got a couple of things I don't want. I've got these stars down here. Easy way of getting rid of those. They're well away from everything else. So I can literally just click on the eraser tool here. And I can use these square brackets next to the Enter key to make my eraser bigger, and then I can just wipe straight over, gone. Now I can see there are a couple of little bits where it's not looking great. So here I can see there's a white sort of pixel. So again, I'll just make my eraser tool smaller, and then I'll gently brush over that. There is very slight pickup in here. Now, if I was going to do this professionally as a paid job, I would actually go over with the eraser tool very carefully around the edges here and just get rid of those last kind of white jaggies. There's another trick you can do here. So the eraser tool will get rid of them completely. If you want to do it more quickly, and you're not worried about it looking absolutely perfect, you've also got the blur tool here. And if I go over the edge, it will sort of blur the jaggies out. And it's a very, very, very quick way of sort of minimizing the effects of the jaggies. Now, it won't give you as perfect a solution as actually erasing them, because erasing them will give you that really nice sharp edge. But it is useful sometimes just to reduce the appearance of these kind of slight jaggies left in our image. Okay, so you can spend a bit of time smoothing that out, and then, you know, after a little while, you'll look at it and you think, yeah, you know, that looks good. Now you can check how it looks just by zooming out, and we can see here, yeah, it's looking pretty good. Now, if when you're doing this, so for example, I come in here, I'm thinking, yeah, that doesn't look quite perfect. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to smooth this out. What I can do is, oops, I made a mistake. Nothing to worry about. You just need to make sure you've got the history window open. So if it's not open, click on window, click on history, and it will appear. And you can just click back and boom, you've instantly corrected your mistake. And again, I can see in here, you know, there's a little bit more white needs to come out. I can spend my time, you know, just refining it to make it, you know, absolutely perfect. And, you know, just smooth that off there maybe a little bit. So when I zoom back out, it looks smoother. So when you do this for real, you know, you'll spend more time just getting it perfectly cut out. But this is pretty good as it is. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look at how it looks within the image. Now at the moment, this is quite bright, and the only area of similar brightness is here. So this is standing out in my eyes just a little bit too much. So there's another quick little fix you can do. You can click on the burn tool, set it for midtones, and literally if I just click on there, see that darken down? In one click, that's now not sort of overpowering the rest of the image. So I could do it one more perhaps, but I think that's a bit too dark now. So I can go back here, click back one, and I've got it now mixed in with my image to about the right kind of brightness level. Quick, easy, done. Now, I might want to put this on a sort of on a rectangle or something. So if I want a rectangle in my magazine cover, I can click on the tools here, and you've got rectangle, you can do an ellipse, or you can custom shapes. I'm going to do a rectangle, and I'm going to draw it over. Now I've set the colour of the fill up here, so you can choose your fill colour, and I've chosen grey. Now you can see my Vive has disappeared, so I can just reorder the layers palette so it comes on top. So now I've got my Vive headset and my grey background. However, at the moment, it's still not looking quite how I would want it. So what I can do, I can click back into the shapes palette, and what I can do is I can turn the opacity down of that grey box behind. Now I can go fairly far with this, click there, and now it's standing out from the background quite nicely. Now I could put some text on here as well, saying, you know, like this month's hottest gear, for example, you know, special offers this month, the Vive, and make this a little text area as well, simply by clicking in the text tool and then, you know, adding some text in here just to make it look even better. Okay, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I'll catch up with you next time. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.